my family told me to do. But along the way, you figure out as you go into the workforce, you figure out what you are doing may not be what you like to do. And that was what happened to me. I realized that while dentistry really paid good money, and anybody who's been to a dentist will know, it is really good money. It is also very stressful. And in fact, I think there is many reports going around, certainly on Facebook, and is that the number one profession, the profession which is the highest suicide rate is actually dentists. And also the most hazardous profession, because of chemicals and substances that we use, is also the dental professional. I didn't know that. I just knew I was really stressful, but now I know why. Clearly, I'm not the only one. But along the way, you figure out what you want to do, and I feel it's very sad that a lot of people allow the entire adult professional lives to be dictated by a decision they made in their teens. So, which is why I really like WorldVentures, because it allowed me to do what was, to me, came very naturally, which was, because the number one thing you think of when you're trapped in a dental cubicle, because that's what a dental clinic is, right? It's basically 4 walls, whereby the patient's there, you sit down, you drill teeth. So eventually that 4 walls became a jail cell to me. And when I'm treating a patient, actually I'm thinking of on a holiday. Fortunately, I didn't ill-treat anyone, but it's just, you want to go on a holiday. So when WorldVentures came along, it was just the perfect fit. And Rex is laughing.
What have you want to actually really join a marketing company? You're making good money, right?
Well, it was actually quite simple. Did I hear the question correctly? Because maybe it's my Wi-Fi, your Wi-Fi. I was making good money. What made me join a network marketing company? Was that your question? Okay. Well, first of all, it's not so much the absolute amount of money that after a while that you look at. It's how that money is made. In absolute terms, in terms of a dollar value, yes, as a dentist, you make good money. But it came because of lots of hard work. And you don't earn that money unless you go through 4 years of dental school. In some countries, it's 5 years. Before that, you have to do 2 years of junior college. Before that, you have to do 4 years of secondary school. And before that, 6 years of primary school. So you're looking at about, 16 years of education, of textbook education, before you even come close to smelling anything. Now, with WorldVentures, you also need to go through some form of training, which is kind of like what this Teamcall is also about, is to teach people what to do. But the training is a lot more unconventional. But because it's unconventional, it also happens a lot faster. So what made me join this was because you could potentially earn income compounded at a faster rate with greater leverage at a lower cost. Because the cost to join is only $515 US. And if you haven't referred your 4, you're paying $115 US a month. Your cost is almost non-existent. So the point is, it's how the money is made. This money, I make it while sitting at home. Right now, I could be doing this from the comfort of my own home. I could be wearing pajamas. I'm not, but I could be wearing pajamas. I could be on a beach. So, and I'm teaching people how to do it. And, when people in my team then do it, that's where the compounding effect takes place in terms of income. And anybody in my team, the beautiful part is they aren't working for me. They're working for themselves, because once it runs and that whole team starts to grow, someone below me can actually make more money than me, outrank me, which is definitely the case. And that's the beauty of this system. Everybody works for themselves, but not by themselves. So that's really the beauty of a system like WorldVentures and like network marketing. And with WorldVentures, is even more beautiful because it's something that everybody wants to do, which is holidays. So anybody who tells me they don't like to go on holidays, they're lying to themselves, not to me. Well, with Max is just gesturing there. With Max, he was a bit different. So he told me he told me he didn't like to go on a holiday. He liked to play computer games, and all he wanted to do. Max is the exception, as you all know. Like, he's a very unique individual. But with most of the time, when people tell you they don't like to go on a holiday, they're lying to themselves. But with Max, the position was the other thing. The Max was like, yeah, I get it. Maybe all he liked to do is play computer games. But is there a possibility that the people around you like to go on holiday? If that's the case, would you like to put yourself in a position to help them go on more holidays? Does it make sense? So you may not necessarily, like, I don't like to eat durian. I know I'm weird, but I don't like to eat durian. But there's nothing stopping me from setting up a durian business, bulk buying good quality durian, the way WorldVentures bulk buys holidays. And then when I bulk buy the durian, I sell good quality durian at a lower price to my customers, right? And I'm benefiting my customers, right? Good quality durian at a lower price. So there's nothing wrong with me doing that. In the same way, there's nothing wrong with you, if you don't like to go on holidays, to tell your friends about WorldVentures so that they can enjoy good quality 4 to 5 star holidays at better prices, and you're helping them save money. Make sense?
Makes sense. Totally. Yep. So, in this, after you joined WorldVentures, how many years then you actually managed to get out of dentistry?
It was a very short, come to think of it, it was a very short September 2010 to May 2012. So it's 1 year, September, October, November, December, 1 year, 9 months. In fact, and this is the first time I actually really counted. I always thought 1.5 years, but it's actually 1 year, 9 months. And that got a lot to do with finding a guy like you, actually. The whole point is finding aces. And, I should tell you how I found Max. He was back then conducting many seminars and financial education talks and games. And I went a guy like him, and I went to one of those things that he organized, and I said, this guy is unique. He's obviously a leader. So I just look for the leaders. And that leads to the next point, which if you want to prospect anyone, you show this information to anyone, go for people who are already leading from the front. Go for people who are already at the top of the organizations. No doubt they're very busy, but busy people make things happen. And you may think they may not have the time. That's not true. The busy people, if they see something of value to themselves and to others, they will make the time. Don't look for people who are free. That usually people are not doing very much. Look for people who are making things happen. Maybe, just maybe, you might find 1 or 2 guys that says, I want to do this. And in my case, I found a guy like Max. And he then found a few other people like Rana Jaka and Millie along the way, all IMDs. And that was how my income skyrocketed. Along the way, I was brought by James Jimber, a guy called Dennis Bay. Dennis Bay brought in a few other leaders. And then that's how the whole business exploded. But it was a good 1 year, 9 months before you saw any real money.
Wow. Okay. So what can you share with us what actually went through your mind in that 1 year, 9 months?
Well, there are only really 2 things that drive people to tremendous success. One is a desire for success, and one is an avoidance of pain. And I suppose in my case, it was an avoidance of pain. So, and I did this in a training before. I was going through so much spiritual, mental, psychological pain because I suddenly realized that after 16 years of formal schooling, that what I ended with a degree and what I had a doctor in front of my name for was not what I wanted to do. So can you imagine, you got a doctor in front of your name, you spend hundreds of thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of dollars of your parents' money plus government bond, only to find out you wasted it. So that was huge mental struggle. And but then of course I was also $500,000 in debt, for all those of you who know my story, because I invested in other businesses with the desire to get out of what I was doing. So I invested in a lot of businesses, hoping to make some money, but made some, but lost most of it. So it was $500,000 Singapore dollars in debt. It's almost $500,000 US dollars in debt, and that was a lot of pain. And but sometimes is that pain that drives you to break through. So for me, there was absolutely no chance in hell that I was going back to doing that. No way. So with WorldVentures, I could see that other people were making it, and I said, okay, if I just follow what they're doing, it's gonna work out fine. It's gonna happen. And I just kept doing and doing. And I had burnt the bridges, not relationships. I burned the bridge to myself that says I'm not going back there. All right, not to that state of mind, not to doing what I wanted to do. No way. I would rather shoot myself, which explains why I could have become a statistic. That this being the highest suicide rate in the world, I would have literally, I would have literally shot myself if if I go back. But no, there was only one way forward, and there was no turning back. And so whatever challenges you're going through, for those of you who are in a similar situation, you're in a lot of pain. Congratulations, because when you're in that situation, it becomes very clear the road you have to take, the path you have to walk, and the direction you have to go.
Tell us something on how you actually got started.
September 11, interestingly enough, date very unique to Americans, but it's coincidence. September 11, 2010, James Lee connected me on Facebook and sent me the gumball video. I'd known him since 2002. And we lost touch for many years. And suddenly we reconnected again, and he sent me the video. And that day, I remember I just finished a patient. I went back to the pantry of my clinic and I sat down in front of my computer. I was just in between. I was having a break in between finishing a patient and going to the next one. So he just sent me the video. I liked it instantly. The whole video was 10 minutes long. You've seen the full gumball video. It's 10 minutes long. After the first 3-4 minutes, 5 minutes, I kind of got it. Called him back. Then my next patient came, didn't have a chance to talk. Then he called me back for two other times after that in the course of the week. I didn't sign up straight away. He signed up September 11. I saw it. He sent to me September 14. So for 3 days, James didn't do anything. So he sent me the video September 14. I didn't sign up to September 21st, but in that week, he called me 2-3 times. And back then, there was no PowerPoint as we do now. There was no "you should be here" video. There was no vacation sooner video. It was just a gumball video. He got me on a 3-way Skype call with Chris Dorje and Eric Allen, and started talking, and they seemed pretty excited. And I remember thinking, Chris went on for 17 minutes. I'm like, what the hell is this guy on, And it was just audio. They didn't turn on their videos for whatever reason. I can't remember why. His webcam wasn't working or something. And I just remember, okay, it seemed like a pretty good idea. I was out of options at that time. Nowhere I was going to that dentistry. All my other businesses has failed. No other options. Back then, there was only the one membership. Now it's Gold and Platinum. Back then, it was only Gold. There was no other membership to be had. So I figured $360 US cost me next to nothing. So screw it, I'm in, $500,000 in debt, another $360, not going to make much of a difference, right? So that's how I got started.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
You there?
Yeah, correct. So in the beginning, what really happened when you started?
Okay. So got started, then called up James. Obviously, he got an email notification that I signed up. He called me excitedly. So, bro, you signed up, right? And like, yeah, okay, I'm in. So, what do I do next? And he went, don't know, man. I just got started a few days before you. And then got on a Skype call, and then so kind of Eric Allen. I think it was Eric Allen. I can't remember. And he said, well, you just do the same thing that James did to you. I'm like, okay. Then we figured out in the back office there was actually a PowerPoint we could download, which was very bad. I mean, it was a generic PowerPoint, and It's not the fanciful.
Remember that?
Yeah, it was not. It was a very, very. It wasn't that bad. I was created by the company, so I can't say it's bad. It was very non-engaging. It was very factual. Now the PowerPoints are all very flashy because we've got all the great pictures because we've been on holidays, right? Back then, nobody had been for holidays, so there was no personal testimonials in the PowerPoint. But so I got a PowerPoint, we got a gumball, and then it's like, okay, so we show this to people. Okay. I can do that. No, to me, but here's the beautiful thing. It seemed pretty straightforward to me. I was just told, do what James did to you. I'm like, okay, send a Facebook message, call my friend. I can do that. So I actually literally just when I called a friend, hey bro, I got something I gotta show you, man. It's exciting. Let's do lunch. Okay. Showed up. I went to a friend's place. Not his place. We went to a hawker center and sat down, opened up my laptop, showed him the video, ran through a few PowerPoints. That was great, wasn't it? That was an exciting idea. And my friend went, it seemed like a pretty good idea, but what's going on in Singapore? And back then there was 0 dream trips, nothing was happening. In Asia, only 500 worldwide. And back then they only just started going to the other countries. So 450 plus, 470 of those dream trips were in the US, handful in Europe, handful in Africa, and 0 in Asia. So James was like, can you imagine if this was all over Asia? We'll be like the pioneers, it'll be amazing. And I was like, great, and but nobody gone for the holiday. So everybody asked, was it real? So we kind of like we were, in the beginning, we were selling nothing more than hope and air. I mean, that's what it was already, because we didn't really know whether the holidays were there. Our only point of contact was Eric Allen. So we were telling people about it, and then, hang on, I think my phone's low on battery. And then suddenly, what happened then was, hang on, quick one. Hang on. And then suddenly, where was I? And suddenly, people were signing up, and they were like, okay, now they're signing up. Bro, they're really going to have dream trips, right? I mean, please, I mean, we got to tell Eric, we got to get some dream trips in Asia. So we really didn't know. Then we went to the US, and that was what locked it in, because it was a few months of doing that. But when James went to the US for the Momentum event in January 2011, he came back, and then his whole demeanor changed. Suddenly, in the way he walked, the way he talked, there was belief. And he talked with a different tone of voice. Then me and back then Dennis Bay were looking at each other and like, okay, we gotta go to the convention. So that was 3 months later, in April 2011. 3 of us went. My wife went. Dennis Bay's wife went. So there were 5 of us. And we came back. We were like, wow, we're gonna crush this deal. And in the long, and now look back that we did lah. But the first year was really tough. I think we had 800 people enrolled, 500 quit. Because they didn't hang on long enough. Everyone's asking, where's the dream trip? Where's the dream trip? Where's the dream trip? Where's the dream trip? And they were done. And so 800 enrolled, 500 quit, 300 active, meaning active doesn't mean they were building. Active meaning they were paying the subscriptions. Then we had our first RTE in August. Martin Wolf came down. We had 50 people show up. Then we had boot camp in November 2011. There were 90 plus, almost 100 people showed up. But those were the 2 things that exploded it, because it then became real. And when Mark Setter came by, and this was the director of trading, so he's as close to Wayne Nugent as you will ever get. That's when we're like, okay, this is going to happen. Something's going to happen. Back then, up to that point in time, if I recall correctly, we had a grand total from September 2010 to November 2011, a grand total of 1 dream trip. But and Max was on that one. It was Chiang Mai in August 2011 too, I remember. And that was that. The manager and Jericho were there, and that was that one first and only dream trip. 2 trainings, but that was when it lit the fuse under the rocket, and the rocket ship took off. So 2nd year, 3rd year, but you really need to hang on. So if you're having this business in that first 1 year plus, you really need to hang on. If you're at the end of the rope, you tie a knot at the end of your rope and hang on. Okay, whatever it is, you hang on, but don't just hang on. Make sure you show someone the videos. So that's what we did.
Yep, that's right. And and I remember exactly what was your result in month 1. You didn't get your 4, right?
No, I didn't find my 4. I mean, I was so bad. It was a walking disaster. I didn't find my 4. In fact, I didn't find my 4 until 3 months later. Because I'm still drilling teeth. I mean, I was still drilling teeth, right? For crying out loud, right? I had $500,000 of that to do, and dentistry did pay very well. So doing the scaling, polishings, and simple fillings, and wisdom teeth, and so I was still working to pay the debt. So by the end of you get up at 6-7 o'clock. You start at 9. You get up at 6-7 o'clock. Have a quick dinner, and by that time you're slammed. You're exhausted. So if you're hearing this and you're doing your full-time job from 9 to 6 or 9 to 7, and you're like, oh man, I still gotta do WorldVentures. My answer to you is yes, you do, for your own sanity. Because I knew I was going to go insane if I kept doing it. So I knew that WorldVentures was my only way out. So I was exhausted because of drilling teeth the whole day, and I still got to do WorldVentures in the evening. So what I did was, if you're tired and you need to show someone, you got an appointment, don't do this. Oh man, I'm going to cancel my project. Don't do that. Go to the toilet, wash your face, take your finger, and your face like this, right? Take your finger, push your cheeks up, and smile. All right, no matter what, you smile. Hi, how's it going? And then show them the video. If you're miserable and tired, no one's gonna join you. So I guess we did that long enough, and I guess a few people joined us.
Yes. So, of course, when I joined, I didn't ask which number am I. So, am I your 6 or 7 or 8?
No, I think you were. Hang on, let me think for a while. Wait, you joined when?
January 31st, 2011.
I think you were 7. Okay, I remember correctly. It was the. Yeah, you were 7. You were 7. Which is funny because Dennis Bay is also James Lee's 7th one, if I recall correctly. Coincidence,
Wow.
Yeah. I was James Lee's 1st. Dennis Bay was James Lee's 7th. You were my 7th. Oh, by the way, the first guy I enrolled, he's still in the binary. He's still paying every month. He hasn't referred a single person yet. And he hasn't done anything. He hasn't gone for trading. He's still paying every month. I wish he's on this call, but I don't think he is. So, anyway. If you're hearing this, please call someone. I'll help you.
So, whatever you for to, is there an event?
Wait, hang on. I didn't hear you. Gotta say that again. Yeah.
Okay, so is there any advice would you give to someone who is new, or will you actually, go to ask them to go to events?
Advice I would give to a new person would be to definitely, absolutely, 110% go to all the events. It was the events that, we went to the events in the US, right? That was what got us to believe, and that's how we got excited and started believing. Okay, and that's the question: you start believing at the events, and then the Mark Setter and Martin Rowe brought the events to us. And if you're thinking you have no time to go for the events, well, then you have no time to do for anything. You don't want it enough. Your pain isn't bad enough. You really owe it to yourself to go to the events. I mean, what hurt? If the event is at a country that you're in, and you don't go, I don't mean to sugarcoat things, but you're dumb. I mean, if I don't mean to say this. I mean, I don't know how many people on this call, but you really owe it to yourself to go to the events, because you've got guys who've made money, who are financially free, wanting to come and teach you how they did it, and you say no. That demonstrates that you have no desire to be successful with WorldVentures. And actually, that's actually all right. That's actually fine. But make sure you're your words are incongruent with your actions. Because if you say you want to be successful, but you don't take the action, then you're just talking, you know, and talk is cheap, right? So, and if the event is in your local area, then you must absolutely 110% go. Now, if it isn't in your area, then the way I look at it, all the more you should go, because it's also a bit of a holiday, isn't it? Like the one, we have a whole bunch of people going to Hong Kong next weekend, a whole bunch of people going to Gold Coast this weekend. You know, even though it's a training, even though it's an event, it's a holiday at the same time. And if you're stressed out, burnt out, and you know what's the best solution? A holiday. I mean, just watching Anthony Robbins, if you're trying to figure out, if you're down and out, if you're feeling very bad by situation, the worst thing to do is trying to figure out what's your next step from a low position, from a depressed position. If you want to know what you're going to do and become successful, you got to come from a state of mind which is elevated. And usually the best way to elevate that state of mind is a holiday, a vacation. And it's just so in line with what WorldVentures does. So yes, the events are absolutely 110% essential. No, you know what? Make it 1,000% essential.
Cool. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Wu, for your time. And, you know, we really appreciate of this. And, you know, thank you for your leadership. And we'll just move on to, you know, announcement itself in conjunction with, you know, the upcoming events itself. Like what Dr. Wu says, is all about getting to events. And whether you like it or not, you know, WorldVentures event is so fun, so exciting that you should be there. So the next upcoming event itself is WorldVentures Bootcamp, either in Hong Kong or in, I believe you can see the screen, right? So it's WorldVentures Bootcamp is on 24th to 26th of June 2016 at Hong Kong Asia Expo. Literally, you know, you should be there. You know, you need to really get onto the bootcamp, either in Gold Coast, either in Hong Kong, to actually boom up your business. So thank you everyone for your time tonight. Thank you, Dr. Wu, for your precious time. We are so we literally max out 100 participants on this team call, and you know, and more are calling from the audio itself. Thank you. You are seriously a cool hot shot that, you know, continue to share this, and we will see you training us at Hong Kong Bootcamp. Thank you so much, everyone. See you.
All right, see you guys. Bye.